Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Can we all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance to be led by Commissioner Acevedo?
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah. If anyone in the audience is interested, well, I just want to say that case 3350, which is 86 Illinois, the vote on the case has been adjourned till the next month.
Commissioner Alton?
Present.
Commissioner Creighton? Commissioner Acevedo?
Present.
Commissioner Leese?
Present.
Commissioner Brooks?
Present.
Commissioner Leonetti? Chairman Morelli?
Present.
Commissioners Creighton and Leonetti are absent. Case number 3345, application of Frank P. Realty of 750 Lido Boulevard, number 109B, Lido Beach, New York, for a variance in the following sections of the zoning code of ordinances of the city of Long Beach, New York. 9-105.2G front yard, 9-105.2E rear yard, 9-105.2K use, to convert a one-family house into a two-family house at 455 East Park Avenue, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 59, Block 154, Lots 23 through 27 on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map. Who will introduce a motion on this application?
I'll introduce a motion to deny.
Commissioner Acevedo has introduced a motion to deny the application. Who will second?
I'll second it.
Commissioner Lees has seconded the motion. Commissioner Alton, you're recusing yourself? Okay. Commissioner Acevedo?
Deny.
Commissioner Lees?
Deny.
Commissioner Brooks?
Deny.
Chairman Morelli?
Denied.
This application has been denied. Case number 1315, application of Jordan and Leslie Price of 150 East Penn Street, Long Beach, New York, for a variance from the following sections of the zoning code of ordinances of the city of Long Beach, New York. 9-105.A use, 9-105.H density, 9-1121 off-street parking, for a renewal of a conditional temporary variance for a two-family use at 150 East Penn Street, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 59, Block 114, Lot 127, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map.
Good evening. It's the applicant here for that case. Come on up, sir. Give us your name and address, please.
Jordan Price, 150 East Penn Street.
Okay. So, Mr. Price, I know that you have been given a temporary conditional variance for the use of this two-family home. Is this the first time you're up for a renewal on the case?
Yeah, we've actually had it since we moved in, 84. So then when Sandy came, they lost all the paperwork, and then we had to refile it 2 years ago. So now this
Okay.
is just...
So, has there been any kind of change in the circumstance or in the change that the house is still being used in the same way?
Same exact way, and I'm still on disability.
Okay, understood. Anyone from the board have any questions? Anyone in the audience, for or against? I'll move to grant.
I'll second that.
Thank you.
Case number 1315, application of Jordan and Leslie Price of 150 East Penn Street, Long Beach, New York, for a variance from the following sections of the zoning code of ordinances of the city of Long Beach, New York. 9-105.A use, 9-105.H density, 9-1121 off-street parking, for a renewal of a conditional temporary variance for a two-family use at 150 East Penn Street, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 59, Block 114, Lot 127, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map. Chairman Morelli has introduced a motion to grant the application. Commissioner Acevedo has seconded the motion. Commissioner Alton? Commissioner Acevedo?
Grant.
Commissioner Leese?
Grant.
Commissioner Brooks?
Grant.
Chairman Morelli?
Grant.
This application has been granted. Case number 3351, application of Danielle Violi of 80 Kentucky Street, Long Beach, New York, for a variance from the following section of the zoning code of ordinances of the city of Long Beach, New York. 9-105.5C front yard, for a new front yard deck at 80 Kentucky Street, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 58, Block 95, Lot 14, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map.
Good evening. Name and address, please.
Hi, my name is Danielle Violi. I live at 80 Kentucky Street, Long Beach.
All right. So I'll have some questions, I understand, from the letter of denial while you're here. I have a couple of questions. The property is what, it's 30 by 60?
I'd like to also introduce my husband, Jerry
Go ahead.
Spano.
You can, please give us your name and your address.
Oh, Jerry Spano.
I'm sorry?
Jerry Spano.
Thank you. And your address is also 80 Kentucky, correct? All right. So the lot size, you're on a 30 by 60 or a double lot?
30 by 60.
Okay. So what is the dimension of the deck that you're putting up? And I'm assuming that this is a new deck. It's not there already, correct?
The old deck was about 6 by 10.
Yeah.
And we're just bringing it forward to be, it's going to be now about 10 by 20.
Okay. So the house itself, though, has not changed. This is a renovation.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not a newly lifted or anything like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have any idea what the dimension will be of the new deck, how far out it's coming? Do you know?
Coming a foot from the property line.
From the property line. And then the footings or the posts that hold it are moved in 3 feet from the property line. Okay. Now, this deck, does it exceed the dimension, other than the projection away from the house, does it exceed the dimensions of the deck that you had before?
Yes.
In what way? In other words,
It's an
you're coming out, that's what we understand. But are you wrapping it around, or are you going in any other direction other than the deck that was there before?
Yes.
Okay,
The deck
explain.
that's there was like half of the house. We're coming forward and going across, so it's.
Okay, I understand. Okay. Does anything else have to be changed, entrances to the house or anything of that sort? New doors or anything like that? You're just capitalizing as much as you can on the space that you have?
Outside space, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
we did renovations after Sandy, but it was all interior.
Yeah, okay. All right, I don't have any other questions at this time. Do members of the board have any questions?
Does the deck exceed the width of the house?
No. 120.
Anyone want to speak in favor or against in the audience? No? I'll move to grant.
I'll second that.
Case number 3351, application of Danielle Violi of 80 Kentucky Street, Long Beach, New York, for a variance from the following section of the zoning code of ordinances of the city of Long Beach, New York. 9-105.5C front yard, for a new front yard deck at 80 Kentucky Street, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 58, Block 95, Lot 14, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map. Chairman Morelli has introduced the motion to grant the application. Commissioner Acevedo has seconded the motion. Commissioner Alton?
Grant.
Commissioner Acevedo?
Grant.
Commissioner Leese?
Grant.
Commissioner Brooks?
Grant.
Chairman Morelli?
Grant.
This application has been granted.
Thank you.
Good night. Thank you.
Case number 3352, application of Mitchell and Nancy Griebel of 231 West Beach Street, Long Beach, New York, for a variance from the following sections of the zoning code of ordinances of the city of Long Beach, New York. 9-105.8 use, 9-112.1 off-street parking, for special use for a second kitchen at 231 West Beach Street, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 59, Block 61, Lot 162, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map.
Good evening, sir. Your name and address, please.
Mitchell A. Griebel, 231 West Beach Street. I'm here with my wife Nancy Griebel and my son Isaac Griebel.
Okay.
I have a statement. I've never come to a zoning hearing of any sort, so I prepared a statement. I'm not sure if that's what's typically done, but if I'm permitted, I'd like to read it.
No, we don't bite, don't worry.
It's all good.
So I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions,
Please.
and then we'll try to, help move it along for you. The house basically is a one-family home, and of course, you're trying to get a temporary variance or a temporary conditional variance to have the second kitchen, or are you looking for a permanent variance? I just want to make that clear.
So it's connected to my son, Isaac, who is a special needs young adult. And because he is funded by OPWDD, he has a budget which allows him to have live-in people with him. But I cannot apply for that or obtain that funding for him to have that live-in unless he's in a legal separate unit. What has become very popular, the ADUs, which I don't believe Long Beach has on its statute as we're speaking. So the next best thing is to turn that, the same area, and just add the kitchen and call it a
Okay, I
two-family.
understand that.
So, and quite frankly, it's also the intention is to grant that to us for as long as Isaac lives in the house. We don't want to be landlords after the fact. I'm not looking to put a stranger in my house. It's specifically for him, so then I could apply for his budget to get
Right,
the,
so basically you need like a temporary conditional variance as long as you folks and Isaac are residing in the house.
That's correct.
If you were to sell the house
It would
and
die
you
with
guys
us.
decided to move to Massapequa, for example, you don't need the second kitchen anymore.
I would not move to
All right, that's
Massapequa
fine.
from Long Beach, but.
I understand.
Just for the
Under-
record.
Understood. Granted. No, understood. All right, so basically, just a couple of questions. Are you changing anything on the exterior of the house, adding anything else to the exterior of the house?
It's
So
literally-
this is basically, as you explained, funding purposes, Isaac has needs, you have needs, and I understand. Any other members of the board? Anybody want to speak in favor of it or against? I'm going to move to grant.
So we granting
A temporary, yeah. Now, I just want to tell you, Mr. Scribble, this is the deal, though. With the temporary conditional variances now, by the law, let's say, we can only grant them for 2 years. So you have to come up and renew it every couple of years.
Will I
And
get
honestly,
notification from
you
you
saw us
about that?
renew one,
sorry.
2 cases ago. And basically, it's a simple process, You just have to tell us nothing's changed or it's changed, and I would assume nothing's going to change. So I will move to grant this as a temporary conditional variance.
My only question on that is, do you notify me that it's 2 years are up, or do I just calendar that and make the application in 2
You
years?
calendar it and just contact the zoning board office about 2 months prior
Yeah.
to the expiration.
And again, we just referenced this past case, so, we're not going to ask you to give a presentation or anything like that. And this is what we have to do, unfortunately, because there are circumstances that they used to be granted for longer periods of time, and sometimes circumstances change and they never came to tell us.
Understood.
So that's all, simple.
And do we receive something in writing, because I need that as part of the application for OPWDD to show of like a certificate of occupancy or something?
Yeah, you will
You'll
have
get
that.
a zoning board resolution, and the building department will note it on your certificate of occupancy as well.
Beautiful.
Once they vote yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Okay?
So,
Anybody want a second?
Yeah, I'll second the temporary variance, 2-year variance.
Okay. Case number 3352, application of Mitchell and Nancy Griebel of 231 West Beach Street, Long Beach, New York, for a variance from the following sections of the zoning code of ordinances of the city of Long Beach, New York. 9-105.8 use, 9-1121 off-street parking, for a special use for a second kitchen at 231 West Beach Street, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 59, Block 61, Lot 162, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map. Chairman Morelli has introduced a motion to grant a 2-year conditional temporary variance. Commissioner Acevedo has seconded the motion. Commissioner Alton?
Grant.
Commissioner Acevedo?
Grant.
Commissioner Leese?
Grant.
Commissioner Brooks?
Grant with 2-year temporary conditional variance.
Chairman Morelli?
Grant a 2-year temporary conditional variance. That's it.
This
All right.
application has been granted.
Good luck, folks.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Also, just so you know, I'm going to preface this by saying I'm the attorney, so I don't have a vote, so there's
I
nothing
I knew that's what you wanted.
But with that, Stephen Pambianchi in my office wanted to say hello. He said that you brought him up to Albany for wrestling tournaments way back
I
when.
certainly
So,
did. I certainly did.
Best of luck.
Not for Long Beach, though.
No, that was for Walker.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Good night, folks.
Good night.
Thank you.
Case number 3353, application of Will Hallett of 26 Louisiana Street, Long Beach, New York, for a variance from the following section of the zoning code of ordinances of the city of Long Beach, New York. 9-105.19G rear yard for a proposed new deck, maintained deck at 5 Maryland Avenue, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 58, Block 88, Lot 126, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map.
Good evening, Mr. Gallinaro.
I'm going to recuse myself.
Okay, so you can sit down in the back. Thank you.
Good evening. Joseph Gallinaro, 143 East Park Avenue, Long Beach, New York. Here representing Mr. and Mrs. Hallett on the proposal for a new second-story rear deck for their home at 5 Maryland Avenue. Currently, there is a deck off of the second floor that is a 6 by 12 in terms of its depth and length, proposing a 10 by 19 deck. It's off of a master bedroom. The existing deck is just too small to have adequate seating outside. The second-story deck is held in from the edges of the home, about 4.5 feet on either side, and should not be in the way of anyone's view of any of the neighbors or anything like that, and is very much in keeping with what's going on in the area on the ocean front. The existing first floor deck is something that the clients inherited when they purchased the house, which was not that long ago. And unbeknownst to them, it was a non-conforming deck. So it came up when we proposed knowing that we're going to need a variance for the second story deck. The ground floor deck was already there when they purchased it.
And the first floor deck, what was the issue with the deficiency? Was it the size?
Correct, yes, size, rear yard. Because it's on the ocean, they've got a big rear yard setback of 20 feet. And the deck is only 3.5 feet. The existing deck is only 3.5 feet. It seems like the residents in that area over time have built towards the dunes. And, it seems like there are a lot there. I don't know which ones have been permitted properly or not, but it seems like, in keeping with the neighborhood nonetheless. And the proposed second-story deck is really just for the homeowners to be out there off their master.
Does the deck doesn't extend more than the width of the home?
No,
right?
Actually, it's held in 4.5 feet from the side width of that.
On each side?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
So the new deck will also remain within the house?
Yes, the proposed deck, I'm sorry, if the question...
It's actually narrower than the deck that was there, am I correct? Because you said it was 10 by, right?
It's 6 by 12 is the existing, so it's 6 feet deep by 12 wide.
Right.
And we're looking to go 10 by 19.
So 19 wide.
Yeah.
Still within the confines of the house, 2.5 feet on each side.
4.5 on each side.
4 on each side,
Yeah.
okay.
And there's an existing roof pitch that comes down, and the railing will sit inside that roof pitch, so we
Gotcha.
don't have that sort of awkward condition where the
Okay.
railing sits
Understood.
outside.
And the only way to that deck will still be only from the inside?
That's correct.
The master bedroom.
Through the
right.
bedroom, yeah.
Okay.
Anyone else? Anyone from the audience want to speak in favor or against? Anybody want to make a motion?
Make a motion to grant.
I'll second.
Case number 3353, application of Will Hallett of 26 Louisiana Street, Long Beach, New York, for a variance from the following section of the zoning code of ordinances of the city of Long Beach, New York. 9-105.19G rear yard for a proposed new deck, maintained deck at 5 Maryland Avenue, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 58, Block 88, Lot 126, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map. Commissioner Acevedo has introduced a motion to grant the application. Chairman Morelli has seconded the motion. Commissioner Alton?
Grant.
Commissioner Acevedo?
Grant.
Commissioner Brooks?
Grant.
Chairman Morelli?
Grant.
This application has been granted.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Case number 3354, application of Anna Belkachoff of 160 East Walnut Street, Long Beach, New York, for a variance from the following section of the zoning code of ordinances of the city of Long Beach, New York. 9-113.2G off-street parking for new off-street parking in the front yard at 160 East Walnut Street, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 59, Block 111, Lot 30, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map.
Are the applicants here?
Hello?
Hello? Because the applicants are not here. All right, so I guess the case will have to come back for another day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 29
And you know
minutes.
why? Because no one jinxed it.
You got it.
It isn't over yet. Somebody
You got it.
decide to come in. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, since there are no other items on the agenda, I will now close this meeting of May 25th, 2023. Thank you, everyone. Have a happy and safe Memorial Day, and we will see you next month. Good evening, all.